What's up, you guys? It's PhiDX. So we are on day 2, hour 33 of the Tekken 8 closed network test. It's not officially a beta, but it's the first time a bunch of players have gotten their hands on the game and gotten to play it for an extended period of time. I've gotten to play the game at the closed alpha, and the first thing I really noticed playing here at my home setup is how strange backdashes feel. It's not quite bad, it's not quite good, it depends on the character you play. I want to make a tier list that grades all the characters' backdashes, and I'm using 2 factors. I want to first look at how practical is it in terms of combat, like how far are you moving? And then I also want to grade how it kind of feels. So depending on when the backdash gets cancelled and how far the character accelerates before you get the best cancel, can affect how that feels. So some characters will accelerate really fast and then slow down at the end of their backdash. So their cancel feels really kind of good in the middle or at the end. Some characters don't accelerate till the very end of their backdash, so you really want to delay when you pull out the cancel. Let's take a look. This is Jin. What's really cool now with Tekken 8 is we have the like a Street Fighter or like Anime Fighter style input window or input display, so you can see how long you're holding each input. And how that's useful here is I can objectively tell how far I'm backdashing, how long I'm backdashing. So if I do like a Tekken 7 style backdash where I'm just kind of moving how I want to with like that speed of cancel, you'll see that the input display puts it at like a 10-11 frame backdash for how long I'm holding back. And you can see that Jin moves pretty far, but something about the way he moves, like his head kind of jiggles back and forth, and the distance is whatever. It doesn't feel super good. It feels a little muddy, kind of slow. And if I cancel too fast, he really goes nowhere. Like 1, 2, 3. If I go really fast, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I might as well have just backdashed like twice, right? And that's the last thing with Jin, is that if you really just hold back, he gets the most value. So the backdash is best done slow as a Jin player, which feels okay, right? Like Jin ideally being able to move around and space my electrics and like threaten like forward 4 or you know, get back 2 ones, like kind of be in this mid-range is really cool. Being up close and like poking, and now Jin's pokes have a bit more range. His down forward 1 goes crazy far. So being able to move around freely would make this feel really good. But because his backdash takes a bit of time to kind of get to full speed and distance, the backdashes end up being a bit slower, and that's not my favorite. For Jin, say it's a nice A tier backdash. A or B, we haven't decided yet, but A for now. Go right back. So, again, I'm grading based on feel and practicality. So in terms of practicality and like distance, Jin, honestly, I would put it more at a B. Because if you're trying to get distance really quickly, it's not very useful. He's able to get distance when he wants to, but he's not really going very far. And then the feel, because his cancellation window is a bit later, it feels a bit muddy, and I'm not really a big fan of that. Looking at Kazuya now, his backdash reminds me a lot of Tekken 7's. You can see again that this is kind of feels like a Tekken backdash too, like when I think of all the traditional Tekken backdashes I've looked at. He accelerates really quickly, like with a big backstep, and then at the end of the animation, he's kind of just slowing down, right? Like he's just recovering his step. So when you're canceling backdash together, it's really straightforward, or at least it feels comfortable for me as someone who's been doing this for a while, to see when he gets the most speed and then cancel right at the end of that. So again, he has the same problem where if you cancel really fast, you're not going to go anywhere. But if you do like this mid-speed cancel, again, like 10 or 11 frames, if you look at the input display, 10 to 12, he still goes pretty far, and it feels really good. I'm a big fan of Kazuya's backdash, even though he's not really getting the most distance. I think Jin actually is going farther. Maybe not. Hard to say. It's probably on par with Jin's, but because of that snappiness, where he's going really fast in the beginning and then chilling out, or slowing down towards the end, this feels really good. So I want to put Kazuya in either A or B+. I want to put him in B+ because we'll just do it like this. Oh, this is such a hard decision. This is such a hard decision because I think in effectiveness, Kazuya's is whatever. Like, he's not really super effective, but it feels really good. I'm going to put him in A for now. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. Kazuya's feels good. And I really value that. Like, this feels super good to get cancels out in. And like freely space, stuff like that. He does not go very far at all, but it feels nice. That's going to be a B+. We have to do that. We're going to do a B+. Feels good. All right. So Kazuya, did you guys see what I was backdashing, or did I just have the fucking tier list open? 32 hours of the stream, by the way. I can just do a few more. And then let me hit it on P2 just so you can see. Oh god, why does he step on it? I didn't do that. Yeah, so this guy not going incredibly far. Like if you look at like 2 wave dash lengths, or like a single wave dash even, like the tip electric range here, it takes like a while to get to that distance. 3 or 4 backdashes. But because of the animation, it feels good. So I'm putting it in B+ tier for the feel, but effectiveness is really not there. They did nerf backdashing, yes. Next, let's look at King, because King is probably the most egregious example of the nerfed backdash.
Jin Kazama. Get ready for the next battle.
King's backdash. So this is kind of an egregious example on all fronts. So you can see it's not as snappy in terms of animation. So yeah, in this mode, in case you didn't know, there's no real practice mode. You have to sit in the ranked queue while you practice. You can see that he has like a backdash that is kind of evenly sped up. It has like an even speed. He's not going really fast in the beginning and then slowing down. He's kind of just gliding, right? Doesn't look necessarily like a back dash or like a back step or like a back walk is kind of what it feels like. So the consequence of that is you want to really wait to the end of the back dash to get the most mileage and get the most distance. So I'm going to clear the input display. If I do like the Kazuya style back dash, see like 10 frames ish before the cancel, he is not going anywhere. Right? Like, he's not going anywhere. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Puts him like here at the edge of the 2 heat meters. If I just do 2 backdashes, maybe 3, it matches 5 of like a reasonably canceled one. So for King, you want to really hold it down to get the most distance. And when I do that, 5 backdashes, Jesus, can I count? I get like to the edge of the health bars. It's okay. In terms of feel though, like you can get a practical distance. That's what I mean by it's okay. But in terms of feel, this is not it. So I'm putting King straight into this. This should be C tier. It doesn't feel good. It doesn't go anywhere. I don't want to backdash when I pick this character. All right, keeping it moving. Let's go to Nina. Nina is one of my favorites. So, I was talking to Victim of Ritual, Nina specialist in North America, and they were saying that it feels exactly the same. And when I tested Nina briefly earlier, I completely agree. Feels like she gets a lot of distance. She also kind of has the closer to a glide backdash, where the speed is more even throughout the dash rather than being really front-loaded, like really early. But it feels really good to string together her backdashes because you can kind of tell when she starts to slow down. And once she starts slowing down, it's easy to be like, yeah, I'm going to put in the next backdash. So this is that, I call it the Kazuya backdash, but this is like, it's like canceling after 10 frames of holding back. And she is moving. You can cancel really quickly, and she's still going pretty far. Too quickly, obviously, nothing. But canceling relatively quickly, she's moving. And then if you do a super slow one, she's going. This feels really good. Nina's backdash in Tekken 8, solid A tier, if not S tier. This might be the gold standard. Let me do 5 backdashes. I wish I had like a distance meter to see how far people were going. Maybe I have to do this on Arena to really tell. Let's go on Arena real quick and see how far we go. But Nina's feels really, really good.
Get ready for the next battle.
And thank God the loading menus are so much faster in this. The 5 backdashes takes her to the outer ring here. From the start position. Like foot on the outer ring. If I go like pretty fast. Yeah, she's always getting there. So let's quickly compare with... I'm going to put Nina on the list, and then I'm going to quickly compare that to Kazuya's. Or, no, let's put it on King. Let's get an extreme example. I'm going to compare that to King's. So we can really see how big the difference is. But yeah, Nina A tier for sure. If not S. S by the nature of all the backdashes in this game being kind of whack. But
for the next battle.
Let's check this out. Here. Oh my god, yeah, you could really tell the difference on Arena. Arena was the place to do it. So you can't see it because of my camera. Let me hide real quick. I'm gonna have to move anyways, so let me do this. See this? His foot doesn't even get to the outer ring. On 5. Nina's was here by the time I did 5 backdashes. At this speed. So here, for King, Nina gets an extra 2 full backdashes. So the difference is huge. The difference is absolutely huge. No, I didn't want to pick Kazuya. But, fuck it. I want to pick Jin. I want to see how his is.
Jin Kazama. Get ready for the next battle.
So Jin's has kind of like... Jin almost has like a Nina backdash, right? If you cancel late. Actually, no, I just lied to you guys. Hold up. Look at this. So this is the backdash I did on Nina by feel. So you see like 10 frames before the cancel. And he's on the inner ring here where the red line is. It would take 1 more to get there. If I do like a optimal Jin backdash, he gets there in 5. Like full distance. Even farther actually. So Jin's is really, really, how do I say backloaded? I don't know the term, but he gets all of his backdash speed and distance at the very, very end. At the very, very end. And as far as I know, this is a common quirk of Tekken backdashing. It's always been like this. But subjectively, there's a big difference in feel, I think, when your cancel is coming later than earlier. So trying out Jun. Jun feels really good in my experience. Jesus. So she's getting about to the outer ring. If I cancel pretty fast, she's still moving pretty far. Yeah, so we're looking at 10 frame cancels. She's getting there. Any slower and she's getting really far. If I do really slow cancels, you see it doesn't make that big of a difference by the time we get to that black outer ring. So Jun's solid. Almost like, I would say on par, if not slightly better than Nina's. I just have never backdashed on this character before, right? But okay, yeah, Jun's is really, really good. So I'm going to order the tier list, and I'm going to put it right ahead of Nina's. She's getting a good distance. It feels really good to do. Yeah, can't really complain about all that. If I go slightly slower, she's still... Or, I mean, if I cancel way quicker, she's still getting good distance. So, Very nice front-loaded backdash. You can cancel really quickly. You can go slow. Big fan of that. Jun's is good. Jun's is really good. Next character. Paul. I tested Paul earlier, and Paul's reminds me of Kazuya's, where it just feels so good. It feels really, really strong. Well, I say strong. It feels really satisfying. Strong, we'll see based on this measurement test. But, oh my god, that does feel super strong. Right, so this is, what, 11 frames to cancel? A little faster. So Paul gets all his speed right away. Because if you cancel pretty quickly, he's still going. He's still getting around there. 1, 2, 3. Oh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Something I'm getting a lot is a lot of side steps. Not even back sways like this. I'm getting like side steps in my KBD in this game. Anyways. Yep, so 5 backdashes. 5 backdashes takes him to about the ring. And then if you give it any extra speed after like that 10 frame window, he's going pretty far. He's going super far. Paul, solid A tier. Honestly, I might even put it after Jun's. His backdash feels so good. It might be tied. I might just have to not order the A tier. But wow, he is just cruising. Please not right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, this dude, this is a fun backdash. And all of these still feel slightly worse than, well, I might be lying about Paul. In general, my experience with the backdash in combat has felt worse than Tekken 7 almost universally. But looking at Paul's, it might feel good. Let's go right to Jack next. So I played a bit of Jack in Tekken 7. And his backdash is actually insane. It feels really good. It goes really far. His movement going like left and right is a bit different, right? But in terms of actual raw speed, or I mean distance and speed, he's actually going really far. Like side steps are whack, but wow. Anyways, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pretty good. Pretty fucking good. That was like a 13 frame backdash. This is like, what, 10 frames? Yeah. He's still getting really far. So this feels probably slightly better than Nina's. And on par with Jun's, if not slightly better. They actually, yeah, no, this one feels better. This one feels better, and the reason I say that is because even though he doesn't have as crisp of an animation, like he kind of wobbles, you can tell when he's slowing down, or he gets all of his speed really early. So you're not missing out on anything by canceling by the middle or near the end. Oh shit. Jack. Throwing Jack right ahead of Jun, if not tied. It's close. Based on the character body model, it might actually be like this, but I haven't tested it in combat to know. Alright, now let's take a look at Martial Law. Martial Law is who I've played a lot of in previous games and in this game. So my first impression of playing Martial is his backdash feels a lot more like Tag 2 did than Tekken 7 did. In Tekken 7, Martial Law got it felt like a Paul or a Kazuya backdash, where it was really crisp and you could kind of tell when the cancel is. The first thing I could think of is that when I played Tag 2 and I played Law, it felt a lot like this, where his head doesn't really bob very much, and his hands stay close to his face, rather than having like the big snapback and your hands pumping, you know? So Law has what I would call a glide backdash, where you want to extend it as long as possible to get the most distance. And when you do, the reward is crazy. 1, 2, 3, 4. So at 4 backdashes, full speed and length, he gets the distance that Paul got in 5. Or that Jack got in 5. But if you cancel any faster, 2, 3, 4, he goes in like nowhere. So Law wants to do the maximum backdash possible. And if you cut it any shorter, it feels really weird. So for me, I want to put him in A-. And the reason I want to put him in A- is because it's so good, but it doesn't feel good. Do you know what I mean? I'm going to put Law here. His distance covered is really good if you are going slow, and that means his single backdashes are really, really good. Going slow or doing a single backdash, you're going to get great whiff punishment mileage. But in terms of doing cancels, it doesn't feel very good, and if you're in close combat and you are trying to move pretty quickly, it doesn't feel as good. What are you hating for? Yeah, so laws, and but I'm gonna get to that part. Spoiling the video. Yeah, the summary at the end of the video is hit the heat button and stop backdashing. But this is what the experience I'm looking for out of the game. And aren't I supposed to have fun too? Don't answer that. Let's look at Bryan.
Get ready for the next battle.
Alright. Around 5, pretty good. Right about there. If you go super slow, you get pretty far as well. Bryan got a nice one. Bryan got a nice mid backdash. You get good effectiveness, feels pretty good. Actually, no, this is just straight up good. This is straight up good. I think the animation is just a little weird for hitting the cancel, but objectively, he's kind of moving. Right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, if you go a little fast, he goes nowhere. So it's kind of like a mid-range backdash. Put it right about here, above Jack, below June. Arata would not approve of this tier list. He actually put out a tweet where he was saying, like, I'll talk to the tuning team about the backdash, because people were saying it felt really bad.
Claudio Serafino. Jin Kazama.
Or people were saying it was bad, but in any case, he said he was going to talk to the tuning team about it, which I think is cool. I think it's cool that they're listening, or at least trying to listen, you know. Claudio's feels so good. I'm going to play a bunch of this character again. So he has like a nice feeling cancel. If you go a little too fast, he doesn't look like he's going far, but by our measurement system, you can kind of tell he's... Oh my god, I didn't switch the scene. Hold up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What I was saying is, Claudio, if you start canceling quickly, doesn't look like he's going very far. But objectively, based on the way the arena is shaped, you can see he's going decently. Right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Quick cancels, he's still pretty far. But I think just because he's sticking his front leg out, it looks like he's going nowhere. Claudio's is really good. Claudio's going here. Actually, I think it's better than Paul's. This feels really good. Keep it moving. Almost done. Almost done. What do we got? Ling Xiaoyu, Leroy, Lars, Hwoarang, Asuka, Lili. I'll be getting there. I'll be getting there. You gotta control KBD cancel like you always had to. Just less than 7. Depending on your character, obviously. You always had to. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If I go fast... This feels like Kazuya's, honestly. Her backdash feels a lot like Kazuya's. Yeah. Ling is going in the solid B+. Feels good. Not really moving.
Leroy Smith. Jin Kazama.
Time for me to do my thing.
Time for me to do my thing. So how's Tekken 8 been? It's pretty fun.
Get ready for the next battle.
Hectic is different. Okay, Leroy. I tried Leroy slow a little bit earlier. He gets a lot of his speed early, and then it doesn't really matter if you wait super long after. Hallucinating sounds in my ear. But yeah, so Leroy's moving a good amount if you cancel quickly. Actually, if you cancel really fast, he's still going pretty far. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Versus if I do 5 backdashes slowly, he finishes right about there. On the edge of the black ring. And he gets pretty much there anyways without it. Leroy... probably around Nina tier, if not a little better, because you don't have to work as hard. I think right about there. Lars is one that I think feels terrible, and again, it's because his cancel is done way later. But I think objectively he gets a good amount of distance. Easiest early learning curve? I haven't tried every character, so I don't know. Alright, here we go. See, like, look at how far he goes. He objectively goes really far if you're willing to wait for the full cancel length. But because there's no, like, snap when he cancels, it just looks like he's sliding. It doesn't feel super good. And if you cancel really fast... Actually, that's still pretty good. Yeah, this is like a A-. Really good, bad animation. Lars is a bad character. I think Lars is going to be good in this game. He's just going to be weird. Hard to say, but like he's such a mix-up machine. And he just goes in, and then when he's in heat, he just forces the mix. He literally has like a force mix-up button. This button here. Look at it. He literally is like... This is insane. Yeah. I honestly almost might put Lars at S-. It just feels bad. Hwoarang.
Jin Kazama.
His gear whack, his jewelry whack, his stance whack.
Get ready for the next battle.
It's sad because I really liked playing Lars in Tag 2. But does not feel as good here. Hwoarang's is decent. Five backdashes at like a reasonable speed. Gets him here. 5 backdashes quick gets him here. I'm putting him right above Leroy. Bryan goes right above Leroy. Actually, I like it better than Jack's too. I do like it better than Bryan's, but Bryan's goes farther. I might... it's so crisp. We'll see. Can I count? Was I going the wrong count? Hold up. Am I tripping? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I was counting by my hand. Can you count? I think I'm doing fine. Thank you very much. Alright, last two. Lili and Asuka.
Jin Kazama.
Sidestep is more responsive to make it for the backdash move. Yes.
Get ready
But
for the
sidestepping is
next
different from
battle.
backdashing because sidestepping has more vulnerability. One, two, three, four, 5. Lili's is pretty good. It kind of has that Lars effect of not feeling amazing. Please. She goes farther than Hwoarang, yeah. It's kind of like, I think it's like the Bryan situation. I think it's like the Bryan situation where you get nice distance, subpar feel. Let me compare her back to Bryan, because right now I want to put her above here, but I want to like nerf it for feel. So I might just have to do an S-. Yeah, how do I add a spot? Add a row above. There we go. Wait, I could pick Lily again. Where's Bryan?
Bryan Fury. Kazuya Mishima.
S minus. Feels bad. Yeah, Lily is tall as hell.
Get ready
in this
for
game.
the next battle.
It's almost on par with Lily's, right? Bryan's is like pretty much on par with Lily's. Alright, so I'm putting it... Yeah, so she's about right above Bryan. And then this is the new tier list. And then last we have Asuka.
Asuka Kazama.
Why is there a bug in here, bro? I close all my damn windows.
Kazuya Mishima.
Lars single backdash? Yeah. So Lars goes the farthest of all the backdashes if you give it the full length. She has like a Ling backdash. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A little worse. Yeah, a little worse. I need to compare hers to Kazuya's. But it's looking like feels good, but not good.
Kazuya Mishima. Kazuya Mishima.
Jin's backdash is bad. No. I'll have to re-examine. I'm gonna recheck because I changed the measurements when I went to arena stage instead of Yakushima. Yeah, Kazuya's is way better. Kazuya is actually in the A tier. So yeah, now that I'm measuring it, it's actually different. We'll have to rearrange it. I apologize. Jin might just have to go up to feels bad. So I think what I'm doing is I'm putting Jin here in feels bad. Kazuya actually goes up here. And then King's is just awful. King's is just that bad. Oh, Jin's is insane, yeah. Jin's is pretty good. It just doesn't feel good. So what I'm going to do is put it as C+. Feels good. B. B+. Or no, this is A-. This is A-, my fault. Feels bad, but is good. Alright, this is... I think this is where we're at. So... the A tiers are all really good. The S- tiers... are good, but feel bad. Does that make sense? Because I have trouble calling any backdash in this game S. So let's just bump it all down. We're gonna bump it all down. E-, B, A-. Alright. Because all the backdashes are kind of whack, but it all is based on feel, right? So this feels really good. It has to be S for clickbait. I'm just thinking, like, when I do these backdashes, it feels like an A. It's like, yeah, this feels good. Nisha Paul again? Check out the VOD. I've been doing this for a minute. This is my conclusion. So, Lars gives you the most distance, but that shit does not feel good. Let me... Actually, I do need to check Paul again. Because I need to make sure Paul isn't going... If Paul's going farther than Lily, then it doesn't need to go up here, right? Because my gut is telling me to put Claudio and Paul in S. Yeah, I'm tweaking. Claudio and Paul go S. Add a row above. Alright, this is it. This feels much better to me. Yeah, bad backdash cancel, but defend. Yeah, that's what I mean. And then let's check Claudio one more time. And then we will get to the gameplay where you don't want to do any of this anyways. You want to hit your heat button and go.
Get ready for the next battle.
Alright. Yeah, Claudio. I think Claudio sits in S tier cleanly. Clean S tier for Claudio. Alright. Easy. June. We'll check June real quick. June is the last one. I swear. This is just too interesting to me for my own good. Roundstar Heat is good. Please don't main Claudio. Alpha, it's too late for you. It's too late. You saw how much fun I was having with that stupid character. Claudio is too fun. Yeah, I think this is good the way it is. Her foot is touching the circle, but it's not all the way there, right? Hers is really, really good though. Hers is really, really good. Alright. The tier list is done. This is our tier list. Thank you, Gemini, for making that. Making this tier guide for me. And if on YouTube you sat through this whole thing, or if you jumped to the end, thanks for watching. Drop a like, leave a comment. If you have any questions, let me know. We'll catch you in the next one. Peace.